Hi, I'm Stephanie J. Block. We are backstage at the Pirate Queen, and I am ready to answer Broadway.com's questions. You better be nice. Ooh, Lindsay, tough question. I've been very lucky to play some great female characters. I will tell you though, I think my connection with Funny Girl is still the strongest because there's so much, I guess she's just this wonderful, flawed human being. So I really connect with that. Yes, it's very physical, it's very draining, and I can tell when I'm tired how the entire course of the show changes for me. There's also some effects that I don't have safeties, especially when I'm propelling. It's called the slide for life, where my wrist grabs a rope and I propel from the proscenium all the way down. And there are no safeties at all. It's strictly just myself and my biceps. So that always worries me. There's a little prayer that goes on before every performance. But so far, so good, you know? No injuries this time around. I play the glockenspiel. Years and years and years ago, I was in the Disneyland Christmas parade, and they had what were called the Glock Girls, where we dressed in these teeny little velvet skirts and Santa hats, and we held a glockenspiel and had to play Christmas carols. So, not that I practice it daily, mind you, but if you gave me a Glock, I bet you I could play it. Do you know what? I think I just want to be Brian Stokes Mitchell, but I would probably play Ragtime. You know, it's just unbelievable music. It was one of the performances that really inspired me as an actor, and I think I just want to be Brian Stokes Mitchell. That's my answer to that question. Of course I'd consider it. She was a terrific role. That was, you know, always the dream from the inception of when I was asked to work with Steven on that amazing piece. And now especially that my fiance, Sebastian Arcellus, is playing Fiyero on Broadway, I think it would be really wonderful to go to work with him every day and play the Elphaba Fiyero together on stage. You know, I wouldn't sign for a year and a half, honey, that would be too much time together. But you know, if we did it for a couple of months, I think it would be a dream. Trevor, I met Liza for about a half a second. She never saw the performance. I'm taking some liberties in speaking on her behalf, but I think it would have been a very emotional and a very awkward time to sit in an audience and watch your life being portrayed and seeing, you know, the death of your first husband and the unbelievable portrayal of Judy Garland by Isabel Keating, and seeing then the death of her mother. And then sitting in the audience and having people watch your show, kind of a strange dynamic. So she and I never really discussed my performance, or she never saw the performance. But when we did meet, she was extraordinary and gracious, and she has this really special power, I guess you would call it, where she looks at you, and whether it be 1 second or an hour, you feel like you truly are the only person that exists in her world. So I think our meeting was about 40 seconds, but I'll never forget it, and it felt like, you know, an hour and a half to me. Scooter, great name. Started to record with, actually Stephen Schwartz came into the recording studio with me, and we laid down tracks of a song called Making Good, which was written for Wicked before it was cut. And I think in its place is now The Wizard and I, but it's a tremendous song, and I wanted to keep it alive, and I think Stephen wanted to keep it alive, so I did put down that recording. Had a fantastic producer lined up. He got a television show, whatever. And that was the end of that. So then Pirate Queen kind of took over my life. So hopefully in the next couple months, I'll be getting back to the studio and laying down some more tracks, and hopefully we'll get that to you as soon. Trust me, nobody wants it out there more than I do. But right now life is just a little crazy, and yeah, Scooter, it's coming out. Just be patient, my brother. Paulette, there was not a Stephanie Block in Equity, but there is a preacher in the Midwest named Stephanie Block, and she's the razzle-dazzle preacher. So because she has kind of that showbiz, in quotes, before her name, anytime you would Google my name, up came her sermons, her beliefs, her theology, and although I love me some God, I was getting tons of emails regarding my sermons, my theology, my beliefs. So I decided to add that J to make sure there was a clean break between the razzle-dazzle preacher and myself. And the J stands for Jeanette. I'm Stephanie Jeanette Block. We do a great circle. The entire cast who's ready to go by places goes upstage. We all hold hands. We say a positive word of the day, and then we squeeze the energy. Whoever gets the energy, we have to touch them. Then comes our sweet little Grady, who stands about so tall, and he's got a bald head, so we all touch his bald head, and we say Kilnamara. And Kilnamara was the ship. Wow, this is really involved. Back in Chicago, our ship, before it was called the Pirate Queen, was historically called the Kilnamara, but because nobody in the audience knew what the hell the Kilnamara was, we decided to cut that and call it the Pirate Queen. But it's still our mantra before every show. We connect through emails every now and then. I'll reach out to his birthday, he reaches out for my birthday. I'll check on him and his family every now and again, but he's a busy man and I do miss him. His work ethic was incredible, his generosity was incredible, his dressing room door was always open, and just one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. So I miss him greatly. I must admit, I do a little retail therapy. I shop every now and then. But if you said you've got 3 hours, what do you want to do? I'd go right to sleep. It goes to Woman, which is kind of the I Want song in the first 7 minutes of the play. I love it so much. Good, right? He chose a good one. It's gorgeous, and those are sapphires around, which are my birthstone. We will be getting married in October. It's gonna be very, very small. My wedding dress I won't describe because Sebastian wants to know nothing, but it's the second dress I tried on, so for a bride, that's pretty great. You just try it on, you're like, yeah, that'll work. And I think it's gonna be very casual in a sense that, you know, I'm not gonna have bridesmaids dresses where everybody's gonna have to wear the same little outfit that doesn't look cute on the other girls, and it's really just gonna be my family. And because it's autumn, I've asked them just to wear autumnal colors, so it'll be beautiful. And we will be going away to Italy, so we'll be getting married overseas in a villa in Tuscany. Coke. Chocolate. Dog. Oh, I want to say good book because that makes me sound so smart, but I'm going TV. Musicals. Ooh, why you gotta? Chocolate. For back in the 16th century, to give birth to a child without sort of drugs and things, and then to get up and fight, blows my mind. So I kind of need to know what was going on in her melon when she did that, and I'd love to get the exact facts because there's so many naysayers and doubters, especially when we put it on every night. They're like, well, nobody could do that. Guess what, kids? Grania O'Malley, she did it. So I want to know the details. You know, Jeremy, people say it is my eyes and the brows. The eyes used to be brown, which I then, of course, it was me, and then they decided to add this water effect, so now that's why the blue is there. And now I don't feel like it's me anymore. You know, you see Laura Bell Bundy in Legally Blonde, and you go, well, of course, that's Laura Bell Bundy. You see my poster, and then you gotta ask questions like that. So I'm gonna be bringing that up with management because I want people to know it's me. Ready? Does that look like it? You decide. I played Kathy Selden in Singin' in the Rain, and a role that I think every 17-year-old person should play, Mama Rose. Why do high schools do that to kids? That you've got to play gypsy and you've got to play fiddler? Tevye should not be 17. Mama Rose should not be 17. But yet those were my glory days.